it'll be one thing, right? If Tina knows this is Beyonce mama. It'll be one thing if she was talking about like an old used car, if she was talking about buying a washer or a dryer. But this is what she had to say about the man that she married. Check it out.
Type of man I wanted. I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But he has a lot of the.
Look at this nigga face. Pardon me, I belched. So Matthew Knowles is the one who got Tina Knowles' very best years. Now she always knew Richard Lawson, right? And Richard Lawson, more than likely, being as though he's always known when a man knows a woman in her youth, he can always see the young woman in her. Pause, right? So in his mind, he probably thought, "Yo, I finally get my dream girl." Now, so they've been together for a certain amount of time. This is obviously back when they weren't I'm sorry, back when they were still married and whatnot, right? And this, I feel like this was almost something else. It was another like a whole compilation where like these celebrity couples, when they appear together on screen, like you just can see how comfortable the women are with embarrassing and humiliating their black or brown husband. So I just thought it was fitting to kind of look at because honestly, this was like the beginning of modern men starting to really take notice of, you know what? Y'all don't really seem to take marriage that serious. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what? Maybe this isn't really the best deal for me, especially if you're the kind of dude who can afford to pay all the bills by yourself. Now more than ever, if you can afford to pay everything by yourself, brother, you don't gotta deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You could be eating chicken parm sandwiches right now in the comfort of your own bachelor's pad. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Come on, man. You niggas ain't real.
That's cap.
Come on, man. Hi. Anywho, let's go ahead and play the clip. My bad, man. No, let's bring it back because I'm gonna be a good content creator. And I'm gonna make sure that we really cover all this shit. So it's just crazy.
Absolutely not. But perfect? Absolutely not. Type of man I wanted. I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But he has a lot of the qualities. No, he has a lot of the qualities.
She said no. She said no. Now, mind you. They are on camera. Sorry.
That I love, and we're having a really good time.
Woo,
I'm enjoying life, so there is hope, women. Ladies.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another video. Ladies and gentlemen, I am fully committed to reaching my goal, and my goal was to do an average of a video a day for 30 days to help me build this channel and get to the 1,000 subscriber mark. And I've had this channel for 6 years, and I'm almost there. For the first 30 days to do it, thing for me to do to Richard Lawson sitting next to her, and we're going to talk about her depiction of her husband and what I consider him to be and as serving as her husband. So the interview happened and she was talking about herself in a very positive light, which I don't have any problem with. Most people should talk about themselves in a positive light. You shouldn't talk negatively about yourself in public, and she was really building herself up. But in the process of building herself up, she really, what people consider, emasculated this individual. She talked about him not being perfect, which
So ironically, right, I'm going to stop the video in a little bit so you can kind of see the parallel. So what she was doing in this video, she was just really just expressing herself. And again, women are always aware that this is business and they are in negotiation mode. So when they're in negotiation mode, being as though they're always in negotiation mode, a negotiation tactic is to always seem unsatisfied with the service or conditions so that you can pretty much start the negotiations for either keeping the opposition on their toes or, again, just kind of having the upper hand in terms of the interaction. Because if I complain first, if I raise issues first and whatnot, I control the flow of the energy, right? So she's also doing that. And real talk, what she's also doing is just culture. All black men have experienced when you deal with black women and whatnot, no matter who you are, who they are, they always kind of want to have this conversation with you as if like you're one of the kids they take care of, or you have the same say so as the one of the kids. And I heard Angry Man make this point about how in the black community, black men are in this purgatory type of space where you're somewhere between being basically one of the kids and being a man, right? And she wants to be somewhere between like your mother and your wife, rather than just being your wife. Meaning that she wants to have some kind of authority. She wants to be able to, basically grab that goalpost and get the move in that hole. But again, women always I've been saying this for a minute. Modern women got to where they got too much stuff, or they got too much of what they wanted, and they got to where it's like there's now no limit. You now have an insatiable, excuse me. Every desire they have is insatiable, and it just doesn't really bode well for a relationship. Now, at some point, uh, Tina Knowles got divorced from this man at 71. Let me tell you something. I would pull it up now, but we don't got time. Richard Lawson was out here dancing, living his best life. You understand me? Living his goddamn best life, happiest. You know what I mean? Happy as ever. But anyway, I just happened to see that clip and I thought that it would fit nicely within the theme of today. I wanted to kind of keep revisiting the Brian McKnight situation, and now the Joe Button podcast and Mark Lamont Hills entered the chat. And I want